Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today is our first part for the review of the Sézane coats and jackets. I'm starting with warm coats and so on because, well, winter is coming, and so if you're looking for a coat or a warm jacket for this winter, then you're at the right place, and we are going to cover all of them. So there will be other parts of this video, and this video is not sponsored, affiliated or anything like that. I simply purchase the coats. I ran a poll actually on our community tab asking you what you would like me to review from Sézane, and you were very interested in coats, so that's what I'm reviewing today. And among the coat there is also the Clyde trench coat that I'm gonna show you because it was also specifically requested. We're gonna start with this one, which is called Johnson, and I have it in the size 36, so I followed Sézane recommendation. I'm typically between a 34 and a 36. Most tops, blues and so on from Sézane I take in 34, unless they explicitly say to take slightly the bigger size, then I go for 36. I followed the same with the coat. I tried all of them with this jacket, which is quite a thinner merino wool, so that I can also give you a bit feedback on how much you could fit under your coat, which is important sometimes in winter, I have a feeling. So yeah, so this one, Johnson, I found this motif quite nice. It has a bit this like texture here around. The sleeves were a bit long, I find. I'm a petite. I'm 1 meter 58, 5 feet 2, and so I think the length was actually quite okay. It was slightly above my knees. Sleeves were maybe a tiny bit long, but it's nothing you could not get shortened by a tailor, because there's also like no button or anything specific around, so it would be actually very easy to get it shortened. Or you could, even if you don't want to go to the tailor, like just simply like fold it inside yourself and no one would know. You know, like no one would know. So yeah, I think there is no big problem for that if you're a petite. I found the fit was nice. I could have gone with something a bit thicker under it. Probably nothing like super thick, but still a bit thicker. I was not feeling tight in it. I don't think it was too big either. I think it was a nice fit. I don't know what you think. I think it looks nicer when it's kept open. But you can, of course, close it too. It was no problem. Something a bit thicker will fit. Still, I was not feeling like tight or constricted when I closed it. So really, no issue there. And inside the lining, I don't know if you could see, it has also like this little dot. It's quite really pretty. And when you close it, you have so the two buttons here and so on, and you have like an inside button, you know, to help keep everything in place. I don't know if you see what I mean. Like when you will close it here, this button will first go there, and then you will keep closing it. A lot of coats of generally good quality have this kind of function, so it's nice to see it in this one too. It also has two pockets on the outside, no inside pocket, no hidden like secret inside pocket. And for the material, the outside is 100% virgin wool, and the inside is a mix of acetate and viscose, the lining inside, which is then like very, very soft. Yeah, I don't think there is much else to add on it. It's very pretty. All the coats exist in a lot of colors, so don't hesitate to check also. Even if you don't like this specific color, there will be other options if you like the fit of it. Next one is going to be the Clyde trench coat. I have it in the size 34, but before I show you more details about the fit, if you could just take a second to click on subscribe to my channel and maybe like this video if you're enjoying it, then that would be truly amazing. Okay, then, so Clyde trench coat. As you can see in the video, I think if you're a petite, it's probably not the best choice. It's really long. It's really long. I did not thought it would be that long. And of course you can get it shorter, but you know, you have the buttons then on the bottom. And then if you shorten it, like let's say that much, say you cut all of that, then you will have the bottom button like already here, which will be kind of a strange look. And of course you could get the button out, but on the other side you obviously have the matching eyelet that you cannot really get rid of. So I don't know, I think I was a bit disappointed. I was really expecting a lot also about the Clyde. I had been thinking about it also for some time because I'm looking for a trench coat, and yeah, I was a bit surprised. It was not like what I was expecting. I love the style inside, the doublure. The color of it is also very, very pretty. The sleeves are interestingly quite broad, I would say, and I'm not sure why, but it means you could put a very thick pullover or something like that under. And also, yeah, I guess it has a bit of a feminine effect to have this slightly bigger sleeves. It is, I would say, quite of a straight cut. There's no belt incorporated, and there's no like belt eyelet or anything on it. You could still belt it if you want to compensate for like this very straight line, I would say. Yeah, I think it's not for me, not for my size, and not for my morphology. I need more tailored things. But if you are looking for something like this, a bit more straight, then that would be a very nice addition. It feels quite thick. I mean, the quality I think is really good. Feels like, yeah, really good quality. The buttons are also quite cute. It does not have an inside pocket, no inside pocket that I could see, but it does have side pockets, 2 side pockets, and yeah, I think that's about it. When I closed it, there was still space, it was still roomy enough, there were no problem with that. Then our third one is this one, it's called Andrew. And I have it in this very nice dark gray. I took it in the size 34. Again, I'm following the recommendation. You can see there's some things I take in size 34, some things I take in size 36. I follow the recommendation from the website. Compared to the Johnson I showed you before, it's more of a bit boxy cut, you know, a bit more like rounded. I don't know how to explain it. Like the sleeves are not as well defined as the one on the Andrew, and it's generally a bit more roomy around the waist area. So definitely no problem with putting big pullovers under it. Like really no issue there. Very nice lining inside again. Same 2 pockets on the sides. No pocket inside. It also has this system with this inside button to keep it like tight when you're closing it, and the buttons are here, but pressure buttons. That's a difference compared to the other coat I showed you before. And the arms are also a tiny bit shorter compared to the Johnson I showed you before. So these are, I will say, like the difference between them. It's also quite a warm coat. It feels very, very warm. I'm gonna read you because there's so many, I'm afraid to make a mistake. So the main fabric is 56% wool, 15% polyamide, 12% polyester, 10% acrylic, and 7% alpaca. And the lining inside is the same than in the previous one, the Johnson, which is 50% acetate and 50% viscose. So it has quite a lot of wool, which is what will definitely keep you warm. And yeah, I think that's it for this one. If you have any question, anything I'm not saying, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section, right? I try to give you as much information as I can out of the top of my head. I try also to show you as much as I can in the video, but I might forget something, or I might not think about something that might be important for you. So please don't hesitate to ask if you have any question. Then fourth one is a different style. I try to change a bit, to vary a bit. It's this one, which is called Calixte. And it is so pretty. And look at the inside. I mean, it's completely, look, does it not make you want like to just snuggle inside it? It's like, I like this kind of feeling inside coats. I have it in the size 36, which I believe is again the right size. It's a bit tighter, so with me, with this, it will no problem. But if you are wearing a very chunky pullover, I think it might get a bit tight, because the cut is generally simply a bit tighter. I'm gonna go straight to the material because I think this is a very important thing with this one. So the outside is 100% lamb leather and the inside is 100% lamb shearling. So it's 100% lamb, basically leather and shearling, which is why it's, yeah, so warm. And it smells like leather, but no strong smell, like nothing very strong. It's actually very, very soft. I don't know if you can see. I think you can see like a tiny bit of creasing. I think it will, with time, get a bit of a slight patina, you know, a bit more of a vintage look, like the leather, when the leather will age. I found that the length of the sleeve was fine. Pockets were good too. At the beginning, I was a bit confused. I thought like I slide my hand from there, but you have to slide your hand from the side. Which is good, which is nice, no problem. There's like 2 little pockets, no inside pocket, obviously. It closes with a big zipper, like this. There is a nice overlap also, so you know, like you won't get cold. Here it's also like until the end covered with the shelling, the fur. And I don't know how you will wear it, so it has this nice little effect here on top. This is still covered. I'm not uncovering it because I don't know yet whether I keep it or I return it. So you could, in theory, like close it here. I think it's very high. I had to be very careful. I didn't want to put any lipstick on it, so I was like trying it like that, like was a bit ridiculous, but whatever. Or you could just zip it, but not until the top. The thing is just, it won't be completely symmetrical on both hands, the way the top like falls on the shoulders, because obviously you have different things on both sides, which have different weight and different effect. But I think it's not a big deal. I think it looks quite nice, and you could probably adjust it if it disturbs you to make it a bit more symmetrical. But yeah, it's really a nice one. I found from all of them, like so far, this is kind of my favorite. Very warm, very nice, very also timeless piece. Very, very pretty. And you can feel that the quality looks very good. The stitches are very nice everywhere. I mean, it's a very nice one. Then we jump again to a slightly different style with the Sacha, which is like more of a big, so I have it in navy blue, thick coat, not so long compared to some of the other one. It's shorter. Again, I'm a petite, and for me it's like mid tight, a bit, yeah, upper part of my tights. It makes me think of these sailor jackets a bit, you know. And I have it in the size 34. I followed the recommendation. Again, I think the size is right. I think it looks very nice when it's open. It's a bit more of a rigid material, and it is made of 75% wool and 25% polyamide, and the inside, the lining is again 50% acetate, 50% viscose. You have no inside pocket, but you, as usual, have two outside pockets. The buttons are quite classic, and you have again like this system, like I showed you before, to close it. Here it's quite a big like neck effect, which is, I think, also associated with the navy blue, what in my mind gives it like this a bit sailor style, I don't know. And when I closed it, I find that on the breast, because you have this big, like this big thing here, you know, like the compilation of both of them, with the fact that I'm also a bit busty, I have to say, I felt like it made it look quite uncomfortable. And because it's also quite of a rigid material, as I was saying, I found I was also not so comfortable for moving around when I had it closed. And on top of that, I found it then a bit tight on my hips. If you are a bit curvy, then I think it's nicer open than closed. So yeah, just a good point, I think, to note. Last but not least is the Sézane coat. It is more roomy than the Calixte because the inside has not this shirling effect. It has more of one of these classic lining thing. So it's roomier. I have it, I don't know if I said it already, in size 34. So compared to the Calixte, which I have actually even one size bigger, this one felt roomier. And I'm trying it also in the video now with the same, actually it's still the same pullover. It's just in navy blue. I own the same one in two colors because I love this one. And I changed it so that you could better see with the contrast of the color, like the coat. I thought like this you would not see so much. And the materials, then it is, let me find again the label because there was a lot of things. It is 79% wool, 18% polyamide, 2% acrylic, 1% other fibers. I don't know what those are. And the lining was 1% acetate and 50% acetate, 50% viscose, sorry. And the pocket, the lining inside the pocket was 100% cotton. And the thing there around is 100% cotton also. So yeah, a lot of different materials going in there. It's again a bit like the Calixte. It is a bit high neck, but it's a very different style, as you can see. It does not have these little things there, and it has this big zip, and then on top of the zip you have this thing with the buttons that you can then use to close. There are two outside pockets. You can use them like this, or you can also use them from the side. So up to you, as you want. It's like two different, like your hands will not touch actually. I don't know if I can show you. Like I have my hands inside, but you see, it's like double pockets, but no pockets inside. No pockets inside. I think the length was nice as a petite. I think the length on the arms was also fine. If you want, you could zip it up completely, but again, it will sit very high, which I personally find a bit uncomfortable, especially if you want to talk, or you will basically always have it like in your mouth, or you could simply open it a bit or open it completely. Then it's absolutely up to you. If you want, if you're comfortable with it, or if maybe you have a longer neck than me, something you can do that you could also do with the previous one is still close it completely and like put a scarf even outside around. That's sometimes a nice style, and you have a tiny bit of the neck like popping out. That's it for this video. If you have any question, if you own any of them and you would like to add anything to what I've said, then just don't hesitate, and I will put here a link to another video in case you have not seen it yet. And if you've enjoyed this video, you can of course subscribe to my channel so that you can see my next future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.